Hi, this is Rob from LeadFuzion. Today I want to talk about the probate data that we have, how we construct the files, and the key components of those files that make them so valuable to you. There are 5 main portions of the file, and the first portion is the actual decedent. The second portion is the property information. The third is the petitioner. The fourth is the attorney information, and the fifth are the relatives. So let's go over those files here. You notice that the file has a date column, and that date column resembles the date of which we actually pull in the information from the county records. Now, these county records could have been filed maybe 2 or 3 days before, typically 1 to 2 days. And you'll notice that in the filing date in column I here. You'll notice that the date at which we collected in the filing date is very similar, again, usually off by 1 day. We have the lead type, the LF unique ID, which is a unique ID that we track all of our leads within LeadFuzion. And then we also have the match status. Now, the match status is 1 through 4. 1, 2, and 3 are a grand slam, great match in terms of what we're able to do. A match 4 means that our skip tracing couldn't exactly match the right person, so the phone numbers and emails might be a little off for that data. But 75 to 90% of the time that we've looked at it, it's actually right on. So it's still good data. And we're actually in the process of eliminating match status 4s by another technique we're using. We're constantly evolving and adding more techniques to do a better match associated with skip tracing. Now, you'll see there's some kind of fake information in here, the fake county information, Texas fake county. We do that just so that we can provide you with a great overview of what's happening in this particular data. So you have a filing date, you have a case number, a case title, and every county is different. I have to stress this. So the data that you see here might be different for a different county, and there's over 3,000 counties, and they all do it differently. Trust me. I've been into probably about 1,200 counties now looking at their data, and it is crazily different. We have case type here, and again, that is different for each county and what they call those case types. The next portion of it is the decedent full name, first name, middle name, last name, and we give you the full name and then we break it out as best we can into the first and middle and last and suffixes. We also have the date of birth and date of death of the person, the age usually, and then we also have their phone numbers, and this is where the skip trace information comes in. And you see these phone numbers separated by a semicolon. I'm going to show you later on in the file where they're actually separated out. And those are great, when they're all separated by a semicolon, those are great for some systems that you upload, kind of like Podio, and then separated out are great systems when you want to do dialers systems, and I'll show you where that happens. We do provide emails, and you can see here dummy information, of course, the emails and how many emails that we give you. Now, one of the things that we do want to talk about here is column X. Column X provides the total owned properties. Now we're in the property data. You can see that the color has changed here as well. Before we were in this kind of grayish, now we're into this kind of greenish area. And column X represents the number of properties owned by the decedent. Now, you'll see that there are 1s, 0s, 2s, and sometimes I've seen files 3, 4s, 5 properties all in there. In this particular file, we'll look at column 2 or row 2 or one that has a 2 in it. And those are 2 properties that the decedent owns. The first property is the property address, and you'll see here where it has a city, state, and zip. And then we do list the second address here in the other owned property fields. And you might see more ones separated by a semicolon, so you might see 2, 3, 4, 5 properties in here, all that the decedent is owned and verified. Okay. Next, we have the property address, city, state, and zip. We have the information on the county for the property. Of course, it should match pretty well closely to the county that you're in for the decedent. Number of beds, baths, estimated value, even the MLS status we find for you, the property type, the last sold date, last sold price, building area, and year built. A lot of property information. And if you need more information in these files, let us know. We're always happy to add in more information that might be pertinent to what you need. Now, we do have the mailing address for the decedent, and that's color-coded as well. And then right in this first part, we're starting to see the petitioners. The petitioner information, again, petitioner full name, separated out, first, middle, last suffix, and the petitioner address. So here you can see the petitioner address, including the zip code, phone numbers, email addresses, and in some cases, some counties do have 2 petitioners. They have co-petitioners, or they might have actually multiple petitioners. So what do we do in that case? Well, in the case of multiple petitioners, we put the first one in, the second one in, just the way it's listed in the county data. And so the first petitioner might be kind of the main one, or the second one, or the third, but we do put it in the order of which it's at the county data. So here you do see 2 petitioners, and we do break that out. We do skip trace that second petitioner as well. The next you see is attorney information. Now, all counties don't provide attorney information. Where it is provided, we do try to get the address of the attorney and any phone numbers and emails associated with that attorney as well. The next side of this is the second attorney, and in some cases in counties there is a second attorney that does show up, mainly because either you have co-petitioners, right, or co-executors, and each one of them has their own attorney, or you have an attorney for the decedent that happens to be, involved in the case somehow. So we do list those as second attorneys here. The next portion that you'll see is relatives. Now, again, broken out by first name, last name, a mailing address, phone numbers, and also emails for those petitioners. Now, we do up to 5 relatives here, so you'll see relative 1, relative 2, relative 3, relative 4, relative 5, of course. And why do we provide the relatives? Well, in some of the counties that we do come across, there are heirs associated with the probate file, and we will put those heirs in the relative section. We don't have a formal heirs section, but we do have a relative section. We will put those people in there. Now, there is typically a lot of people involved with the probate, a lot of people from the family involved with the probate. So even if the heirs aren't mentioned in the probate file themselves, you can pretty much count on that there is more family members involved. And what we do here is we try to give you those family members' names, addresses, cities, states, phone numbers, and emails associated with those family members. So you don't have to go digging additionally more for trying to find those family members. Now, the next thing we do is we actually separate out the phone numbers so it's easy to upload into a dialer. That's the last section here where you see the decedent phone number 1, decedent phone number 2, 3, 4, and so on. We break up the decedents' phone numbers, and yes, we break up the petitioners' phone numbers as well, petitioner 1 and 2, and then we also break up the relatives as well, phone 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth, all the way out to relative 5 here. So a lot of information, and that comes to the end of our file. Now, if you have any further questions on the file, what we include, how to market to it, or really anything, please let us know. Oh, and by the way, we have a giveaway, 100 free probate leads. Feel free to sign up and get those 100 free probate leads for your state and county that you wish. We're happy to help you out because we want you to try our data. We know it's the best in class in terms of data and probably the most inexpensive data that you're going to purchase in terms of probates. So we're really excited about it. Also, if you want to get a link to tips and tricks on how to market to probate, we are developing that content. Sign up for it below in the description. All right, thanks a lot and have a great day.